We have the last rider at the start of this individual time trial. He'll do his utmost to produce the best time. Come on, let's give him a hand.
Let's go. The clock is on. It's a very demanding time trial. Don't set off too fast, because the final climb requires plenty of energy. The route is quite bendy. Look well ahead to anticipate and take the best trajectory. Go on! It's downhill! Use it to pick up the pace, if you can. Go! 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 Soon it's the intermediate time check. You've got the best intermediate time. Go, go! You're in with a chance of victory, but be careful to save something for the finish. Go, go! It's important to keep those legs turning. Go on! You're going fine. Don't push yourself to the limit. Keep something for the Mont Brouilles. We're off. It climbs right to the finish. Go, go! Stick to the tempo! Come on, step on the pedal if you can. Go! It's in the mind! Don't give up! Come on! Only 1 kilometer left! It's almost over. Grip those teeth. Go right to the end.
A few minutes ago was the first. He's amongst the leading riders. He is in sparkling form and you can clap him loudly. He's amongst the leading riders this year.
Huge congratulations for this win, guys. Our chances of victory were Hi guys, let's start the briefing for this stage. The main thing to grasp today is that the route is flat and without any
Hello everyone. All conditions seem to be met to have a mass sprint finish in Valence. But beware, the wind may upset things when the riders tackle the Rhone Valley at the end of the stage. The riders will quickly come up against the Col de la Pierre Plantée. This should allow the baroudeurs to launch an early breakaway. Classified as third category, there will be 2 points and 1 point to be scored for the climber's standings.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed. The first riders are 2 kilometers from the climb.
The breakaway is widening the gap, but there's nobody who's a threat to the overall standings. The time gap with the head of the race is stable. The time gap between the peloton and the breakaway is decreasing.
Collective fall. It may create gaps.
The breakaway is losing ground.
Flat stages. Little wonder that they're not shown in their entirety on TV. The first riders are 2 kilometers from the climb. The gap is increasing. We don't need to ride for now. There's nobody dangerous for us in the breakaway.
Time difference between the peloton and the breakaway is steady. The front runners are into the feed zone. They will then contest the intermediate sprint where only the first 15 will score points in the green jersey standings.
The head of the race is 5 kilometers from the intermediate sprint. The gap is increasing. We don't need to ride for now. There's nobody dangerous for us in the breakaway. The riders up front still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out till the end. The first riders are 2 kilometers from the climb.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
The riders will soon be following the Rhone. If the wind is strong enough, it could change the end of stage scenario.
We're coming to an exposed zone, lads, but there's no worry. Contrary to what we said in the briefing, there's no wind, no risk of borders. The gap is decreasing, guys. The peloton should be there for the stage win.
Five kilometers for the men in front. They'll probably have to settle it with a sprint. We should witness a solo victory today. Last time checked with the breakaway, 1 minute.
The breakaway is under the red pennant. It's going to win. Watch out. You're not going to be able to attack for much longer.
He's amongst the leading riders. We can...
We had no real ambitions for the classification of this stage. The least that can be said is... Hi guys, let's start the briefing for this stage.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Although there is no major difficulty today, the roads of the town and Aveyron are often tiring, and riders must be sure to keep up their strength throughout the day to hopefully edge clear on the final climb, where in 2015, Greg van Avermaet fought such a splendid battle against Peter Sagan for his first victory on the Tour. The beginning of the stage shouldn't be very exciting. Once the breakaway is gone, just sit quiet and wait for the last 70 kilometers to hit roads that climb a little. 1 minute for the breakaway. It's looking good. Time gap stabilized. Time gap stabilized.
You must constantly try to shelter from the wind, so as not to consume energy. This is what allows a rider to edge clear at the end of the race.
The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them. The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the peloton.
The gap is widening. No need to panic, guys. There's nobody dangerous for the overall standings.
The gap between the peloton and the escapees is stable. The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them.
There's not much going on. Isn't there someone who wants to liven up the race with an attack? The breakaway is unlikely to go all the way, guys. Watch out for counter moves.
The first King of the Mountains summit is classified as a Category 3. There will be 2 points and 1 point to be scored at the top.
Okay, we'll consume a feed.
In front, he's the best placed in the overall standings.
The next difficulty is listed as third category. Last time checked with a breakaway, 1 minute.
Continue comme ça. Courage. Bravo les gars. Continuez comme ça. Allez les gars, continue comme ça. Allez les gars. Allez les gars. Allez les gars. Allez, courage les gars. Allez. Bravo les gars. Allez les gars.
He's trying to get out of the peloton. Watch out.
Allez les gars. Courage.
Go guys, you've got to keep up the rhythm to defend the yellow jersey. The breakaway is unlikely to go all the way, guys. Watch out for counter moves. They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
Allez, Niki! Allez, les gars! Allez, les gars! Allez, les gars, courage! Allez, les gars, courage! Et voilà! Allez, les gars! Courage!
The next difficulty is also classified as third category. The first two to the top score 2 and 1 point towards the polka dot jersey.
Bravo, les gars! Bravo, les gars! Bravo, les gars! Allez, le go! Allez, les gars! Courage!
This last difficulty is very gentle, and some riders with less of a puncher gene could use the opportunity to preempt a sprint on the climb to the finish. He's trying to get out. Watch out!
You still have 2 kilometers before you reach the summit. Watch out for him. He's the best puncher in the breakaway.
Allez, continuez comme ça! Allez, courage les gars! Allez, continuez comme ça! Allez les gars! Allez les gars!
A teammate has just been dropped. You can't count on him any longer. You were first over the top of the climb. That's good.
There are only 10 kilometers left. One man has managed to get away for the moment, but he doesn't have much of a lead. He's moving on to the attack.
Come on, stay snug until the last kilometer. Everything will be played out on the final short climb. It's not long, but there are sections at over 10%.
Less than 5 kilometers before the finish.
The last 5 kilometers. Get ready for the final sprint. Make sure that nobody opens up a gap on the overall standings.
Three kilometers. Nobody has yet managed to gain the upper hand. The red pennant is in sight for the head of the race, and it will soon be on to the Côte Saint-Pierre. 600 metres with a section at 12%. A great opportunity to place a decisive attack.
Last kilometre. Come on, guys!
We can say that everything he's amongst, he top.
We had no real ambitions for the classification of this stage. The least that can be said is... Hi guys, let's start the briefing for this...
Hello cycling fans everywhere. The last 30 kilometres in the Auvergne Mountains are conducive to attacks. We should see plenty of movement with the favourites for the overall standings obliged to come to the fore.
The breakaway riders are increasing the gap. They are not dangerous for the overall standings. We can let them go. The breakaway riders are increasing the gap. They are not dangerous for the overall standings. We can let them go.
Time gap stabilised.
The breakaway is 5 kilometres from the intermediate sprint. You must constantly try to shelter from the wind, so as not to consume energy. This is what allows a rider to edge clear at the end of the race. There's not much going on. Isn't there someone who wants to liven up the race with an attack? It's good. You're back on top of the overall youth standings.
The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them. The first difficulty of the day is classified as second category. The riders will share 5, 3, 2 and 1 point towards the polka dot jersey. The breakaway is passing through the feed zone.
Okay, we'll consume a feed.
The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them.
The end of the stage is not far off. Stay awake. It will soon start to move in the peloton.
50 kilometres from the finish, and the real fun begins for the front of the race. The succession of climbs and descents will continue to the finish.
King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group.
The riders are onto the Pas de Pérol, also called Puy-Mary, a second category climb. The first rider at the top will pocket 5 points for the mountain standings. The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the peloton.
Teammate has just been dropped. You can't count on him any longer. The gap is growing. Don't worry. They're not well placed in the overall standings. You're over-revving. Reduce the tempo or you'll pay the price. Go, guys. You've got to keep up the rhythm to defend the yellow jersey.
The breakaways managing to hold off the peloton. The gap seems to have stabilized.
breakaway is unlikely to go all the way, guys. Watch out for counter moves.
Last time checked with the breakaway, 1 minute. The lead rider is at the foot of the Col du Ps4, the penultimate climb of the day.
Allez, tu représentes la France!
Courage! Continue! Bravo! Allez la France! Allez, on donne tout! Bravo!
Allez, dépose sur les pédales!
Venga, apretad un poco! ¡Ánimo, ánimo! Les Français! Continuez comme ça! Allez! On est avec...
'King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group. The breakaway will, no doubt, go all the way, lads, but watch out for attacks in the closing kilometers.
Allez!
30 seconds lead for the head of the race.
We've just lost the top spot in the climber standings, guys. That isn't good. Your opponents are upping the pace to hold off the peloton.
Continuez comme ça!
They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
Allez, vas-y! Bravo!
The lead riders are at the foot of the final climb of the day. There's no time to play cat and mouse because the chasers aren't far behind. He's trying to get out of the peloton. Watch out.
Allez, vas-y, continue, continue. Eso es, aprieta.
You've got to react straight away, guys. He's taken provisional lead of the overall standings. He's got his teammates riding because in front there's a rider who's dangerous to him in the overall standings.
The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the peloton. The leading rider noses down towards the finish. He'll have to keep pushing right to the line as the chasers are less than 30 seconds behind. The finish will be settled after 600 meters of falls flat.
He will climb onto the podium to receive his jersey and a kiss from the hostesses. Here's the white jersey of this stage. He will be able to hang this jersey in his trophy room. Let's hope for him that he can add more.
We were aiming for a top 10 place on this stage, and we failed. It's a pity. We lost the yellow jersey. It really is a bad day. It's the final stage, guys. Today's route is hilly and a leg breaker. Perfect for attacking, which should suit the punchers. This is our last chance to try and take the polka dot.
Hello everyone. This stage, ridden through the Nice hinterland, could prove to be eventful. With difficulties all along the route, there will be numerous opportunities to go on the offensive.
The breakaway is 5 kilometers from the intermediate sprint. Breakaway riders are increasing the gap. They are not dangerous for the overall standings. We can let them go.
The race is on to the first climb of the day, the Côte de l'Avance. A first difficulty that should allow the men in front to widen the gap.
Riders are already being dropped at the back of the peloton. It won't be a great day for them.
A new difficulty is approaching, the Col de Châteauneuf. Here again, there will be 5, 3, 2 and 1 points for the King of the Mountains classification.
You must constantly try to shelter from the wind, so as not to consume energy. This is what allows a rider to edge clear at the end of the race. Guys, don't forget to protect our leader. Communication is important. That's why we have team comm.
The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them. "30 seconds lead for the head of the race. The break is still not done. It's difficult to escape today.
The peloton is 2 kilometers from the top of the climb. Okay, Okay, I'll consume a feed. We'll have to do our utmost to score points if we don't want to fall behind on the climber standings.
Bravo les gars. Alejandro. Allez, bravo les gars. Allez les gars.
New attack.
Les gars, courage.
New attack at the front of the peloton.
Watch out! You'll soon have no more energy for an attack.
Allez, plus vite.
Allez, on lâche rien. Allez, allez. Continue comme ça. Courage, continue. Encore. Continue.
Allez.
Plus vite. Allez, vas-y, fonce.
The riders are now attacking the Côte de Calaison, the last king of the mountain summit, and classified as a Category 2.
You have 30 seconds on the peloton. They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
Allez, fonce. Debout sur les pédales. Allez, plus vite. Oui. Allez, bravo. Plus vite, continue. Allez. Allez, tu peux y arriver. Allez, on y va. Allez, maillot blanc. Courage, on continue.
Breakaway over.
C'est le maillot blanc. Allez, les gars. On est avec toi, maillot blanc. Continuez comme ça. Continue comme ça. Vas-y, Julien. Bravo. Courage. Allez, les gars. Courage, on continue. Plus vite. Ouais. Allez, maillot blanc. On est avec toi, maillot blanc. Allez, fonce. On y croit, allez. Allez, les gars, allez. Continuez, vas-y. On lâche rien.
Allez.
Courage.
Allez, plus vite. Allez.
On est avec toi, vas-y.
Bravo.
Vas-y.
Allez.
You've just taken the top spot of the climber standings. That's good. Keep it up. You're over-revving. Reduce the tempo or you'll pay the price.
There are just over 50 kilometres left in the race. With the Côte de Pays and the Col d'Ez, we can say that the race is entering its closing phase. And if anyone wants to try to blow the race apart, they will be able to go on the attack from now on. The Côte de Pays is a little more than 6 kilometres at an average of 7%. It offers a good opportunity to test the fitness of one's rivals and, why not, to attempt a decisive attack. The first 6 riders at the top will pocket the points towards the polka dot jersey. There will be 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 and 1 point to be gained.
Okay, we'll consume a feed.
Bravo les gars, c'est bien.
Allez les gars. C'est bien.
Allez les gars, on continue comme ça.
Le maillot blanc.
Allez, courage, on continue.
Hop, hop, hop.
You still have 2 kilometers before reaching the climb. He won't let you out because you're dangerous for the overall standings. You should wait a bit more before trying something.
New attack.
Allez les gars, courage. Allez les gars.
We'll have to do our utmost to score points if we don't want to fall behind on the climber standings.
Allez, allez, allez.
The break is still not done. It's difficult to escape today. Now a long descent will take riders towards the Col d'Aise, the last pass of the day and an emblematic location in the Paris-Nice race. The front of the race is now starting the ascent of the Col d'Aise. If a rider manages to go over the top alone, he will have a good chance for a win, because thereafter the road only slopes downwards until the finish in Nice. The site of many final stages, especially in the form of a time trial, the Col d'Aise is a quasi-inevitable climb for the Paris-Nice. Riders such as Stephen Roche, Tony Rominger or more recently Richie Porte have won there. It's ranked as a first category climb, so there will be 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 and 1 points up for grabs. We'll have to keep something in reserve if we want to get away in the final kilometres. Breakaway over.
The peloton is 2 kilometers from the top of the climb. A teammate has just been dropped. You can't count on him any longer. We'll have to do our utmost to score points if we don't want to fall behind on the climber standings. were first over the top of the climb. That's good.
Allez les gars, coureurs!
No one has managed to get away on the cold days. We'll no doubt see a small group of riders fight at the sprint on the Promenade des Anglais.
There's movement behind. Go! Another 10 kilometers. It won't be easy, but give it a try. Watch out for him. He's attacking behind.
He's turning the screw. Attack! No need to ask questions.
Just 5 more kilometers. We are heading for a mass sprint. Attack! Watch out, lads. This is dangerous for us.
He's trying to get out of the peloton. Watch out! The lead riders are now onto the Promenade des Anglais. It's now flat all the way to the finish. They will have to settle it in a sprint. Counter-attack at the front of the peloton.
Attack! For the moment, leave control to the Yellow Jerseys team.
He is in sparkling form and you can clap him. He's amongst the leading riders.
Great, guys! I wasn't expecting anything from this stage, and you bring home a podium place? Well done to you all! We finish with the polka dot jersey. Hi, guys. Welcome to the...
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This stage in the Netherlands, with its featureless terrain, seems destined for sprinters. But beware. The wind could be a spoiler and create gaps when the peloton hugs the coast at the end of the day.
Watch out! You're not going to be able to attack for much longer. Essentially, you're the fastest of the group in a sprint. Don't let the counterattack catch up. The peloton won't let such a large group get away. It looks like you've got an exit slip from the peloton. It's riding quietly. Puncture! Puncture! No, just kidding. It was to wake up the mechanic.
The front runners are 10 kilometres from the first intermediate sprint. They'll share the points towards the green jersey. The first scores 20 points and the second scores 17 points.
You've won the intermediate sprint. Well done. Your breakaway companions look like they want to up the pace.
The riders are now entering the feed zone. They will be able to pick up something to eat. The second intermediate sprint is approaching. The winner will pocket 20 points in the green jersey classification.
His teammates are leading the chase at the head of the peloton. His intentions seem clear. Win in a sprint. Watch out! You're not going to be able to attack for much longer. You've won the intermediate sprint. Well done.
The race will now follow the coast and take wide roads exposed to wind.
Watch out, guys. We're coming to an exposed zone. As expected from the briefing, there's wind. Stay up front.
Last time checked with a breakaway, 1 minute. The arch marking the last 20 kilometres is in sight. We seem to be heading straight towards a mass sprint finish.
Okay, we'll consume a feed. "10 kilometers from the finish for the leaders. It's going to be complicated." the other sprinters to know when to launch your sprint. If you start too soon, you will be unable to continue your effort to the line. If you start too late, you will not have time to work your way to the front.
The road towards the finish in Zealand is very wide and practically straight. It will favour the efforts of the sprinters' teams.
Watch out. You're not going to be able to keep up this pace for very long. You risk a blow-up. Last kilometer. You've got to sprint.
We had no real ambitions for the classification of this stage. The least that can be said is you did. Hi guys. Let's start the briefing for this stage. The main thing to grasp today is that the route is flat